Good morning. It is time to wake up and be wealthy with one of my favorite humans, Monica. So excited to have you on the show today.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here because you are also one of my favorite humans. So,
Oh, score. Then it's not creepy.
no, it's not creepy at all.
I legit found you through an ad and just like I don't know. I was just like this chick is cool and you're a mama and you are so brilliant. Like I love it. So I am very grateful for the online space because I feel like you're just able to connect with so many cool people. So I'm excited for my audience to get to know you today. We are talking how to make passive income with email marketing.
Yes. My two of my favorite things together.
I know. And so I've really been embracing like the chillpreneur lifestyle. So I am very excited to take notes today because I feel like email marketing is very much chillpreneur because you can send out an email and you can sit back and make some moolah. So tell us like to walk us through this. Like how do we do this?
Yes. Okay. So, the overall concept is that you create an email sequence that sells a product and that you automate that sequence to go out every 5 to 6 months to people who haven't purchased. Right.
Mm,
And the same exact sequence goes out. This is where people are like, they know that they can do this, but they don't understand, like, they don't even have to like really tweak anything. Like, people will forget your emails in 5 months. I promise you. They're not going to remember what you said in your email. Except for the crazy ones like me that go look up, like, I'm like, I've gotten that email before because I also like pull email sequences out from people I like and put them in Word docs because I study them. But that's because I'm email marketing nerdy in a way that most people are not.
yes.
But yeah. So, but that's the concept, is that like you create a series of emails, and it could be a flash sale. It could be, just a normal evergreen product that you're just trying to promote, or you could even schedule it like every year for a time of year that makes sense. So say you're selling something that's very related to back to school, just like schedule it for back to school time every year. Um, and then what you do is you just write these emails once and you schedule them in and you set up this little system, and then it runs. And then like literally you'll be sitting there one day and you might, like, I don't know if you get notifications from like your PayPal or Stripe, it'll just pop up and it'll be like, where'd that come from? And you're like, oh yeah, my email system, it's working. Like, it's great.
Well, and I feel like a lot of women have the money block of I must work really hard to make good money. Like we must be on all the sales calls. We must be doing all the DMing. We must like work so hard to prove to the world that we deserve it. And this feels like the complete opposite, and I'm all for that because I don't think we should have to work so hard.
Well, I mean, I think that you should do the work and but expect it to work for you as well. Right?
Yes.
Because like, if you've built, so this works really well with like evergreen products that are like template products, digital products, or something that has a fulfillment, like an e-commerce thing, like a physical product that you don't actually have to go in and do. So if that's like, you booking a call is a little different than just like, a passive income system, right? So that's the first part of this, is like, you got to have the right kind of product, but like that product should work for you, and you should create a little sales team. It's what I call my email sequences. I call them income stacks, actually.
That's so
Like,
cute. I love
yeah,
that.
yeah, they're little, like, my little income stacking like sales teams. And like if you build that, like just like if you hired an employee, you'd expect them to give you an ROI. Like, why do we not expect this from our sales systems? Like, we should, but we don't think about it that way.
Yes. Well, and I think there's a misconception with passive income that there's no work involved. It's just work done in a different way. You do all the work up front, and then we're just tweaking and modifying, but we don't have to do all the work forever. Like
Yeah.
it should be decreasing,
Yeah.
and
Well,
that's
I
powerful.
think of it as like you have a vehicle and like you're the passenger, right? So like an airplane, if you get on an airplane, like that's the fastest way as humans that we can travel, right?
Yeah.
And so if you get on an airplane, somebody built an entire set of systems that get you from the ground into the air, right? And in this particular example, like, there is a pilot and flight attendants, because that's part of the system, right? And then they
Mhm.
land you and then you safely get off. But while you're in that airplane, like, you can do other stuff, right? You can surf the web, you can play. And so you are like passively getting somewhere. That's the same concept with money. Like, somebody has to build the system, but you can buy the system or you can put people into the system, but you need to be the passenger. So like, you could get a chauffeur or whatever, but like, the car has to be built, the plane has to be built. So So
I
the
have
you or
never
somebody
heard
else.
that analogy, and I love that because you can choose to drive to Disney World or you can fly there, and I am choosing to fly there because it is way faster. And to your point, I can do other things, which makes me feel really good because I can work on my business or read a book or take a nap, and I don't have to have the stress of being the driver to get all the way to Disney World.
Exactly. And then, the thing about the other reason I like this analogy is because you know that planes and cars and all that, they need maintenance, just like your passive income systems. Like you're going to need to walk in and maintain them. And even the most hands-off ones, like I have another way I create passive income for me is with dividend paying stocks. And that's like a whole different beast, right? Like one I don't really talk about, like I'm not an expert on it, so I don't talk about it. But like I still have to like pay taxes and like do that kind of thing and make sure that it's reinvesting. And while it's very hands off, right, I still need to maintain that system that's working for me. So
Right.
that's why I love the car and the plane analogy. And if you're, by the way, if you're driving the plane or the car, you're not passive, like you're actively doing that. So you need to get a driver or a pilot.
Yes, I love this. So I already know what our person's thinking. Well, Monica, this sounds fantastic, but where do I even start? Like, yes, set up an email sequence, but they go to their computer and they can't even think about what to say.
Okay, well, let me start with choosing the correct product to sell. I touched on it, but you do need something that you do not have to be involved in the sale. So a physical product that, is shipped. It could even be an affiliate product if you wanted to do something to like an Amazon store. Now, with Amazon specifically, you have to send them to a web page to click on the Amazon link because putting in an email is against Amazon's terms. But there are other affiliate promotions that are not. So as long as you are not actively fulfilling the product, we're going to start there. Say that's the first thing you got to do. Okay. Now that you know that, you have to figure out a way in this email sequence to make people care about doing it now. And this is a problem with any evergreen promotion that you have. Like, even if you have this, in your booking a call, whatever it is that you do, like, you have to find a way to get them to act now. And there are two ways to do that. One is through good copywriting. Okay. Now, copywriting scares a lot of people, but I'm just going to break it down for you in this one little thing. It's called urgency. And you are going to compel them to act now by either painting the vision of the future that like they don't want to wait to get to that, right? So like you urgently want them to get to that, or you want to pull them out of the pain that they're in and they don't want to wait to be out of that pain, right? So you can use words to do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I love that.
Perfect. And the other way you can give urgency is by using technology to give real deadlines. So there's actually software out there that will create individual deadlines for people that, once they come through their email list, they go through this little piece of tech and then it shows up on their screen. It's like, you only have 48 hours to get this deal. And you make a deal for them so that they're driven by money urgency as opposed to, the copywriting urgency, which is the pain or the pleasure.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten out of bed because I'm like, oh, that deal's ending tonight. I am not missing it.
Yes. Yeah. And so Deadline Funnel specifically is the software that I use for that. And I don't know of a competitor for it. But there may be also ways with Zapier and things like that, where it's like you actually create urgency for them to purchase this particular product that you're selling.
Yeah,
And so that's the second thing.
I've
Go
had
ahead.
success with an early bird price. Like it's going to be this price for X amount of days and then it goes up. So that's worked really well for us.
Yes, but that is probably not something I would do in an evergreen promotion because you're
That's
not
true.
launching it live.
That's true.
And so, yeah. So like one of the ones that works the best for me right now is that I give them an 80% off or $80 off thing. And the reason that I give for that is that they are, new to my list or they've been on my list a while.
Okay.
So yeah. And so, it's like, hey, here's $80 off because you're new to my email list. And that sequence kicks off pretty quick. But then when it runs again in 6 months, it doesn't really make sense for them to say like, hey, but it's like, hey, you've been on my list for a while. So I literally just, it's like, how long have they been on my list? And then I switch up the words.
I love that.
Yeah. And so that's the part two. So first, figure out the right product. Second is to figure out the urgency on why they should buy now. And the third step is to actually go in and write the emails. So now that you know those two things, you're ready to write the emails. And the easiest, honestly, if you can do the limited price with the technology, the easiest is the flash sale. Like just do a flash sale and or a 2-day sale, like a 3-day sale. I call it a surprise sale as well.
Ooh,
And
I like surprise sale.
yeah, so like it could be for any reason. It could be just be like, like, because like with my autoresponder, I can kick things off like on a Wednesday, just be like, it's a random Wednesday and I decided to have a sale, right? Like you don't really have to have a reason, you just make one up.
Yeah.
But if you don't have or you don't want to invest in that, because it's like deadline funnel is like $99 a month right now. And that's pretty pricey, right? So if you don't want to do that, then still have a reason. But you can't really have like a sale because it's not accurate. And so if they have like a coupon, they could use it anytime. That sort of takes away the urgency. So you want to just use the other ones. And then for that sequence, what I love to do is a little bit of education or story in the beginning, and then just go through, the compelling reasons why they would want to buy, the features of your product, why they care, the benefits, and then the results that they can get from the benefits. So make sense?
Yeah.
Well, do you want me to break down like how many emails to send?
Sure. Yeah. Give us any and all deets. We love details here.
Sure. So my personal favorite is either a 4 email sequence, or 4 to 5, because I usually do 2 on like the last day of I still think of it as a promotion and a sale, even though I'm not like closing down a price or anything like that. Right. And so I love to educate and give like a mind shift in the beginning or a framework. So I'm a software developer turned marketer. And so my brain just thinks in frameworks. So that's really easy for me, but you might be like a naturally gifted storyteller, right? And I think, that's more along the lines of you, right? And so, right. So you'll start with a story like of why you got this product idea or how you got this product idea. Origin stories always are great for that. And, the obstacles that you came up against and like, hey, this is how I solved this problem, but I'm going to give you the shortcut. Right. And so the shortcut is your product or solution. And it could be, like I said, a physical product. It could be a digital product. It could be a template, digital, if you got like Instagram templates or something like that, it could be like, hey, my problem was simply that I didn't have enough time as a mom and it was summer and I only had to work in 10-minute increments. So I knew that if I built this template, I could bust out like 5 Instagram posts or reels or whatever in 10 minutes. So that's how I solved my problem. Like, I want to make sure that you can do this too. Here's why my templates are the coolest. So that would be email 1 would be like the story, and then you'd leave it open loop. Email 2 would be like the thing, like the solution, like, hey, I built these templates. Email 3 would be like why they're so cool and what they can do. And email 4 is like, all right, this is the last email. Like, you should go grab these now so that you can get X number of done this week. Right. Mm-hmm. And then if you want to make it even cooler, just be like, and if you do, like, tag me to be able to win a prize or something that you can like automate and do all the time. Right. So I love that. Yeah. So that's that.
I love it.
And then you build the automation, and there's 2 keys to the automation that I just want to touch on really quick. One is that you have to kick it off. Like, so what I do is I set a date. This is really advanced. This is probably why most people get lost. Your autoresponder has custom fields, and one of them would allow a date. And so what you do is, like, when somebody comes on your list, you put the date that you want to kick off. You build an automation to put a date into that custom field. And then, so let's call it, the wealthy queen promotion. Okay. So like, I'm going to put the wealthy queen promotion date as a custom field. And then I'm going to populate that when somebody comes onto my list with like, 3 weeks from now or 6 months from now, or whenever I want to send the sequence out. And then your autoresponder will look at that day every day. It will say, is it this day? Is it this day? Is it this day? When it is that date, it will kick off your sequence.
Ooh.
Right. And so
every person?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then you just, in your sequence, just check that they haven't bought it. So however you tag people or however someone's purchased, if they've purchased, kick them out of the sequence because you don't need to buy again.
Right.
And then go ahead and send them through the sequence. And then at the end of the sequence, update the date, update the custom date for the promo for the next one if they haven't bought.
Okay.
Right. So that way they get it again in 6 months and 5 months and, or the yearly, whatever it is. But if you wanted to do like the back to school yearly, you could actually just set like in your automation, say on this date, kick this off.
Okay. Very cool. And are there like, some people are like, can someone just do this for me? Like, do you do this for people, or where do you suggest people to find these genies to do all of these things?
Well, they could definitely reach out to me. I mean, I'm obviously only one person, so I have limited client space, but I actually, you guys, if you are interested, reach out, because this is going to be well, if this comes across your desk as a promotion, you'll know where this idea came from. No, I've had this as an idea for a while to like build a course around this. So,
I love that.
because it's nuanced. But yes, I do this for people. I've done it in like for my clients. I've done it for my businesses. I've done it for, I just love it because it's like I build it once and then, I'll go in and tweak it every, 6 months to a year. But
Yeah. But work smarter, not harder, right? We're
yeah,
busy women and we want to be making money while we're running the kids and sleeping and, doing all of the things. Our list is already so long, so let's automate as much as we can. And I this is my call to action to everyone listening. If you will not do this because tech freaks you out or stresses you out, pay the money to hire Monica or somebody like Monica. Like, because this can be so powerful. Would you agree that email marketing is not dead?
oh, sorry. I feel like a marketer made that up so that we could just continue saying it. Like email marketing is not even close to dead, nor will it be ever. And like the truth is that email marketing is getting more powerful and more powerful with the personalization. And I mean, if you want to talk or touch on like zero party data, which is like the stuff that you gather willingly from your people, then yeah, like it's just getting more and more powerful. But it also means that it's getting more and more complex if you want to take it to that level. If you're a new person, if you're just beginning with email marketing, what I suggest, get a rock solid lead magnet to get people onto your list and consistently send traffic to it. And I do have a course that teaches people how to do this with Facebook ads, because that's the other thing that freaks people out is like they don't want to pay money on ads, but it is the most consistent hands-off way to get people on your list. Unless, I mean, if you blog and all that good stuff, right? Like that gets hands off. But I like systems that work fast and I have a lot of control over. So that's why I like Facebook ads and other ads.
Yeah.
Yeah. But get a rock solid lead magnet, like grow your list every day and then have your welcome sequence. And the welcome sequence I suggest is just 2 emails. One is like, hey, like this is who I am and why I'm here. Here's your free gift. And the second one is what I call the trifecta email, which is the follow-up that's between 30 to 60 or 90 minutes later that says, hey, did you get this gift? I would love to hear, like, let me know that I sent it to the right place. And I would love to hear what you have questions about still on whatever topic your lead magnet's on.
Ooh, interesting. So it gets a conversation going.
It gets a conversation going. I've had people book partnerships from this email. I've had people book thousands of dollars of work from this email. I've gotten clients from this email. This email is like gold for so many reasons. I call it the trifecta because it starts the conversation, but that conversation starting also sends deliverability like tinglies out to all the things, and all your deliverability goes up because all the like they're like, oh, it's a real human conversation, and you delight your person that got your lead magnet because they're not expecting 30 minutes later for you to follow up. Like anyway,
that's the easiest welcome series I've ever heard somebody teach. Like that feels doable. And I love that. Like some people are like, you need 5 emails to go out and then you need an upsell from there. And like, that's a lot. So I love how easy that feels. So that's so good. Well, I could keep talking. I know we like to keep these as short as possible, but hire Monica. She has so many amazing evergreen offers, even if you can't work with her one-on-one. We're linking a YouTube video that talks more about what we talked about today. And then is the best place to go is your website for like all the evergreen offers too.
And it's birdsong.co. Birdsong is my maiden name. And so I made it my company name so I didn't have to lose it when I married my amazing husband.
Oh, I love that. So it's still a piece of you.
Yeah, because I was like, I can't give this up. So I just made it my company name.
That's awesome. I didn't know it was your maiden name. That's cool to know. I love it. And where do you hang out most on social?
Mostly Instagram.
Okay. And what's your Instagram handle?
Monica Birdsong, because I had it way before I had my husband.
There we We love you, hubby.
I do. I love him so much. I gave up my last name for him, which was a big deal. But he, we have beautiful children together now, and he's just rock solid, amazing. So I'm very
so good. So good. Well, before you go, what does it mean to you to be wealthy?
Oh, it means that I have the freedom to make the choices that would make me and the people I care about happy.
That's so good. I love hearing everyone's response to it. It's so good. And I think it's important as women, especially mamas, that we have that option because it's important. So it's so good. Well,
Oh,
thanks for hanging out with us today. It was so good to see you and chat with you.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, so go give Monica some love on Instagram and check her out on her website. You will not be disappointed. She is a brilliant, brilliant woman. So I'll see you soon.